Well, that was unnecessary and surprising and out of nowhere. Apologies to everybody who was on stream. Oh man. So basically someone called me and that just completely wrecked everything on my internet connection. My computer crashed. It was like the most just random, like, I don't even know what to call it. Like just a perfect storm of stuff just happened at the same time. Apologies. Very much so. I'm sorry. I wanted to take that call. It took a little bit longer than I anticipated. But you know how things can go. Alright, so let's go ahead and get back to work. There we go. We got the music. Let's go over here. Music, or rather, projects. Godot. Yeah, so anyway, how's everybody else doing today? I'm sorry. How's everybody else doing today? Okay, let's see. Alright. Alright, so. Alright, so this is where we're at. Everything's working correctly. Okay. Mouse is still really wonky. That's something I need to fix. Okay, so we want to make it so that he can jump off, like, yeah, dismount. I'm not sure what that would be. Maybe just like the B button or something. Let's see. Maximilian Swiak says, "What distro are you on? Unless that's not Linux, what I'm seeing, that is Solus OS. And this sweet file manager is, I think it's Dolphin. I think it's Dolphin. Let me see real quick. Oh, Nautilus. Yeah, it's Nautilus. All right, so. Now that all the people watching the stream have left, let's get back to work. So the current thing we're gonna do is make it so that Pop tilts when he runs. That's something that we want to do. That might make just movement might make movement a little more fun. So let's go ahead and get that going. So the current idea is when he's turning, he needs to tilt. Okay. Also up his friction, so let's do that. Let's do both of that stuff. Friction can be a little higher. Whoops. That's better. Cool. Max says, also just calling me Max is a lot simpler. You completely botched my last name. Not that I'm mad, plenty of people do. Sorry about that. We don't have, I'm from the US, so we don't have any characters with accents or anything like that. So I'm not used to reading them. I'm guessing this is a Russian name, possibly. I have no idea. It's just, I'm just looking at the last name. I'm like, maybe, I don't know. So yeah, apologies for messing up your name, Max. Let's see. Marco Junior says, "Hey Luna, I don't know if you read it before, but since it's a 3D game, why not add the ability to grip into the ledge versus automatically gripping it, kind of like Tomb Raider?" I'm not sure what you mean. Grip into the ledge. Grip into the ledge. You mean like fall off the ledge and grip, or do you mean? Ozzy says, "You inspired me to get Budgie. I'm a pleb, so it's Ubuntu Budgie, not Solus, but it's still poppin'. Hashtag poppin'. Hey, yo, hey, don't hurt nobody. All right now, let's pop, pop. All right, so let's see. All right, let's see. This is pretty good. Marco Jr. says you jump and hold a button to hold it. Oh, well, I mean, I think that would work better for certain games, like a grip button. But I think that would work better for games like Tomb Raider, where it's more of a puzzle. It's more like just traversal is kind of like a puzzle. But for a more fast-paced game like Mario or Jak and Daxter, that kind of a platforming game, I feel like just automatically gripping is probably a better approach to just kind of twitchy or arcade platforming, I guess you could say, as opposed to realistic platforming or puzzle platforming. Max says it's Polish. Oh, okay. Let's see. Okay, Mariano Sulagoy says, quoting myself, you can add a function call to the animation. Thank you. That way it's easy to tell when the particle should spawn. That's what I wanted to do. Thank you very much for the reminder. Let's see, can I just like do that? Does that work? Okay. Animation player, let's go ahead and do this. We were in the middle of this. Okay, so right there and right there. So right here. It'd be nice if I could align the cursor to like it'd be nice if I could align the cursor to a keyframe. There probably is a way to do that, I just don't know it. Doesn't seem to be anything I'm pressing, so let's just focus on the task at hand. Let's see. So if I recall, what we want to do is click the add button. We want to do the call function. Track, we want to call it in pop itself. And we want to, do we do this? Where's the thing? How do we do this? Where's the thing? It's not this. Where's the thing that does the thing I'm looking for? No. Oops. Man, I cannot. There's a plus button down, but I already have the track. I need to. A plus button? Yeah, no, I don't need a track. I need to add a keyframe, right? A small. Oh, I'm tripping, dude. Thank you. I'm like, what? I clicked it too much. Okay, there we go. I'm like, why can't I? Okay. All right, so we want to do like spawn dust or something, and we also want. To have this right around there. Okay, that's probably fine. All right, so spawn dust is the name. We don't particularly care about anything else in terms of like the function name or anything like that. We can push this down a little bit. Let's see, script. All right, so we want to make a function, spawn dust. Oops. And we have a thing that does this, right? We have a node that does this. Here we go. We can replace this with this syntax now. Well, yeah, function. We'll just call it like that. Which means we don't have to do this. We can just say spawn dust. Okay, so that might be all we need. Let's see. I might not have spelled it correctly. This is why it was the issue I was running into before when I tried this. was I think the animations aren't changing in the animation player. Like, I don't think I can change these animations. Spawn dust. Also, I can't, like, readjust this, so I can't see the entirety of the text. Spawn dust. Spawn dust. Okay. So that should work. Forge says, I've got to sign off now. I've had a long night already. See ya at all. Alright, thanks very much for stopping by, man. Yeah, Liad says, I'm surprised Godot. Somebody said Godot. I'm not sure. I prefer Godot. I prefer calling it Godot, but Godot lets you add tracks to that animation player considering it's auto imported. Won't it be overridden on the next import? I don't know. It might load. It might, because I mean, the gray stuff is basically from the DAE file, the DAE resource here. So like if that changes, it might just automatically import this stuff, but not like delete this. I don't know. I guess let's save it and try, see what happens. Re-import. I don't see any change. Yeah, it's still there. I mean, I guess it. I don't know. Slumber Studio says, are you done with BGE? Also, what do you think about Armory Engine? Seems pretty good. BGE, yeah, I don't use the BGE anymore. Armory looks really good, yeah, but I think it still could use some work in terms of just like general game usability. I think the focus is a lot on like realism, which is nice, but when it comes to like, oh, how do I set a material to be shadeless? Like, I don't know if there is a way to do that right now. Apart from setting every material in the world to be shadeless, which isn't really a satisfactory conclusion. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, I feel like the emphasis isn't really on making games with it so much. It seems like it's kind of like, well, I think that it's just one of those things where it takes time. It's just going to take time for people to like properly kind of work on it a little bit and fix the things that need to be fixed and make the things that need to be made, etc., etc. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, I'm not sure why this isn't triggering. It might be because the animation is from the DAE file. It might be that there's some other reason behind it, because I think I have the right node and I spelled it correctly. Spawn dust. Spawn dust is up here. Yeah. Let's make sure that I'm not like tripping or something. I'm not just like, is this not working the way that I think it should, or yeah, it just doesn't trigger when I'm running around. Mariano says, hey, the keyframes in the animation look like a weird dungeon. It kind of does. It kind of does look like a weird dungeon. A little bit. Like, these could be doors and stuff. Let's see. Sorry about that, everybody. Proxy San says, nice, the stream is back. Nehemiah Daker says, sorry, I got disconnected. Yeah, that was me. Because and Lucretius, LOL, I see you're back. Yeah, my phone wrong. Somebody was talking about that. Like, that sounds like an orthodox, insane setup, but as long as it works. And it does work as long as people don't call me. Let's see. Nehemiah says, how long have you been doing game dev on Linux? Yeah, it's been a pretty good amount of time. Aaron Moore says, since partway through the development of Gearand. He's got a better memory than I do. But yeah, I've been doing game dev. I've been using Linux exclusively for probably about a year. Roughly a year, somewhere around there. Okay, so it might, I'm not sure, it might just be impossible with this kind of animation that's been imported. Mark Ray says, not even the FCC can stop solar load. Oh no. Okay, so I'm not sure exactly. Yeah, I think the issue is that the animation being played back is not the animation that's basically I'm looking at there. So like, let me test this out, test this theory out. Let's save this, although this could be really bad. Let's go ahead and like delete some of these frames. Let's just delete every frame so that we can like see what's going on. Okay, now if we press play, yeah, see, the animation is basically not, the animation's, you know, not being saved essentially. So what we're seeing here and what is being loaded in for the actual process are two different things. So in order to like properly use this, I'm guessing I have to like make the animation player a local instance of this scene, which is a shame. So there's some sticking points with Godot 3 that I feel like Godot 3 that I think could be kind of worked on a little bit, like this kind of a thing, unless I'm just missing something. But if I have to make the animations local, if I have to make the animation player local, then that completely breaks my import flow. For the animations at least. So it's like I need to be able to add stuff. Like I need to be able to change this and have my changes be additive. So when I add a track, it doesn't disturb the existing tracks, but it doesn't like invalidate the fact that they were imported from the DAE file. So like it shouldn't allow me to actually change any of this stuff firstly. Or it should allow me to change it and like properly actually implement the change when I go ahead and play, but not neither. That's not really a good solution. Okay, well I can't do that then. I can't do that with this process. As nice as it is, I can't do that. So I either have to make another animation player, I guess I'll just do that. Just duplicate. Can't operate on nodes the current scene inherits from. Why not? Why can't it? This is just make a duplicate. It doesn't have to be it can't be inherited. It can't come from another node, another scene or the DAE file, but it should be able to still make a duplicate. I mean, if I can do it by hand, why? Okay, well, whatever. Aaron Moore says basically his computer got screwed and he went with Linux so he wouldn't have to buy a new Windows key. Man, way to put my business in the street! You putting all my business out there. Let's see, Mariano says you could use another animation player and synchronize them using signals. Yeah, I mean, but see, that's the kind of the downside of like the more complex approaches. It's like at that point it kind of gets a little weak. Like the more complex I get, I might as well just like hard code the number of the frame or something. Like it'd be nice to just put it in here, but once you start like adding new animation players and like triggering that's cool, like triggering them at the same time, and at that point it's just like eh. Yeah, like at this point, I don't know why I have so much trouble like locating what I'm supposed to be doing. But yeah, like at a certain point, it just kind of like gets a little awkward. Aaron Morris says, you said it in a video to update. That's true, I did, probably. Leot says, Solar, can you check real quick if you if you add a track to this animation player, will it be added to any other instance of the DAE you create? Can you check real quick that if you add a track to this animation player, will it be added to any other instance of the DAE? Let's see. You add a track to this animation player. Okay, let me see. So you're saying like if I do this, then I say open, I guess? New inherited? It's not, yeah, it's not there. It's there in here, but it's not there here. Let's see. Mariano Sulagoy says, try use merge from scene option to duplicate the animation player from this same scene. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Merge from scene? Oh, here. Okay, merge from scene. We want to load Pop's animation player. Okay, so there's a duplicate. Okay. But like now it can be changed, but it seems like all of this stuff can't be changed. That's the way it seems here. I'm not sure. Slumber Studio says, I heard Blender Dev will dump BGE when 2.8 comes out. I think the dev should fix some issues Blender has, rather than make it overloaded with features that people will not use that often. I don't think he says cough UI. I don't think the UI is really a problem for Blender. I think it's actually really good. I mean, you just have to get used to it. If you're not used to it, then yeah. But, you know, because there's a lot there. But if you're not used to anything, you're gonna have trouble because if there's a lot there. So I wouldn't really say like the Blender has a fundamentally weak UI. I think it's a complicated program. The UI is similarly complex, but that's, you know, to be expected, and it's a lot better than it really could be. Let's see here. All right. So yeah, I don't think this will even work either because this is a duplicate, but it looks like all of these aren't. Unless, are they supposed to be gray? I'm not sure if they're supposed to be gray or not. It looks like this. Let me see. Okay, it looks like they're supposed to be gray. So maybe I can actually mess around with this at this point. But I mean, it's still a different animation player, so. .9 or 0.29. Okay, that might work. Let's see. Let's test it real quick. Dust animation.play. Yeah, pop run dust. If dust animation dot is playing. Okay. If it's not playing, then we want to go ahead and play the running animation. Let's see how that works. Okay, that does work. Okay, so that does at least work. So it's supposed to work. It's just this idea doesn't work of adding a call adding any channel to an existing animation player's animation does not work. That's basically what I'm looking at here. And this is like a recent build. This was from the last stream, one of the most recent builds of Godot. So that's not an issue. Shouldn't be, unless it was recently fixed. Alright, so this might work if we do something like Okay, let's try that. Nope. It's not quite working correctly. Let's see. Okay, I need this. Alright, why does it like go back to animation? Like I'm not looking at animation. Alright, let's see. Print current animation. Oh, I'm sorry. We want the target. Okay, that's right. We want target animation. Alright, so this might like be kind of like a hacky way to do it. That's, you know, that would, whoops, that will work. Okay. Nope. Oh, because it doesn't loop. Okay, that's right. We need it to loop. Forgive my forgetfulness, like just not knowing where things are on the UI. Okay, that's better, but for some reason it's not like looping correctly. For some reason it's looping only like half the time. Oh, length is 1. Okay. This length is supposed to be 0.45. Okay. Alright, let's try that. Okay, that's better. That's better. That's way better. It would be, it needs, this is an issue that, in my opinion, needs to be fixed. Like, this isn't, like, this is just, it fundamentally just undercuts the entire point of the import system, the entire point of function tracks. Like, you just can't use both at the same time, which is your usual setup. So yeah, it definitely needs to be fixed. I would report it myself, but I might forget. So if anyone else wants to do it, please feel free. I'll also try to remember to report it. But this is kind of an important one that I think needs to be fixed before release. Definitely. I mean, that works really well. It's just, you know, I shouldn't have to have 2 animation players to do that. Shouldn't have to. Okay, but that's pretty good for, whoops, for a start. That's fine. Fine. King Slacky says this is a good stream. Thank you. Even though I'm like, even though I crashed, like my computer crashed 7 minutes in or whatever it was. Okay, next thing we're gonna do, let's try to get that tilt working. So, where is it? Pop arm handle. Okay, so the pop arm handle controls which direction he's looking and which direction is up. So if we change the up direction, that should give us the effect of tilting, I think. So let's see if we can just do something stupid simple like this. Well, let's try this real quick first. Yeah, okay. So it would work. Okay, so just tilting, just changing up would give us the result we're looking for. Alright, so what we need to do then, now, let's see, how do we want to do this? I guess what we can do, one thing I can do, King Slacky says, what languages does Godot use? Mariano Sulugoi says you can officially use GDScript, C#, and C++. So like the normal approach is just to use a can't think right now. The normal approach is just to use GDScript, but C# is coming. C++ is something that you could use or can use. Renzo Perez says try a half press, try a half A press. If you don't know what that is, it's Super Mario 64. Like I don't even know if I would call it like the opposite of speed running. It's like just the most deep understanding of Super Mario 64 that allows you to finish courses using like 0 or half or 1 A press, where it's like Mario jumps once and the player just holds his momentum. Because when you're holding A in Mario, like Mario gains a little more height and stuff, so you can get through an entire stage in some cases by just holding A and like walking off edges and things like that. You can find it on YouTube. It's something to check out. Okay, so I think the current thing we're gonna do is basically hold a tilt vector that represents the past movement vector, and then like slowly kind of push it toward the movement vector. So I do this kind of thing a lot with just my vectors and movement and stuff like that. So we'll try this move vec. So we want to get basically move vec minus tilt vec, and then times like 0.1 or something. So the tilt vec should basically be the difference between. Let's see, print tilt vec. Wait, but we want to normalize it actually. Move vec dot normalized minus tilt vec. And if move vec dot length is greater than 0. Why is this always going back to animation? Okay, so that should be pretty good. Mariano Sulugoi says, "Oh, forgot visual scripting." Yeah, I saw that there was an option for that, but I haven't seen exactly what that is. Seems like everyone's behind by like a full minute or something in chat. I don't know how or why. Okay, so the tilt vec should be pretty good at this point. What we'll then want to do is probably add the tilt vector. Let's see, let's try just this real quick. And we'll say times 0.1 or something like that, so it's not too strong. Let's see how that looks. Wow, I'm surprised that that actually worked. It's subtle, but I think it's actually working. Let me try a much stronger response. Okay, let's see. Like, it's not perfect, but that actually works like surprisingly well. That's so cool, dude. Like that actually does like work surprisingly not bad. Aaron Morris says, "I gotta go, folks. See ya." All right, thank you very much for stopping by, man. Thank you very much for stopping by. Also, in case you're interested, I have a Patreon. You can find it in my description in case you're interested in supporting development of tutorial videos and things like that. It always is well appreciated. Oh, and also like there's itch.io and Bandcamp and Steam and stuff like it. If you could purchase something, that'd be well appreciated. And yeah, thanks. Now, going back to the issue at hand, there's this issue where basically the tilt isn't like updating when you're not moving. That's the first issue. It should also update when you jump. it's not doing that. Liad says, isn't he tilting the wrong way? A case could be made for either direction, because like if you think about it like this, like he's running and turning left, right? So his weight is going to be pushing him toward the outside, so he should be tilting to the right like he is now. But you could also say that he should be tilting toward the inside, toward the left, because he's trying to run in that direction. So either way, I honestly would work pretty well. It's I feel like that kind of that like freewheeling kind of like approach. I like that. I like that he like tilts on the outside. It gives like more of a kind of definitive shape to his movement. Like he's like really like he's really going. It makes him feel just really interesting, really cool to steer around. This is cool, dude. This is very cool. Panagiotis Sim says, hello. Hello. Okay, that is not correct. When and why could he do that? How did I do that? Okay, so it must be that the down raycast hits like like one frame, and it's like, okay, that's good. Like you can grab off that. The down raycast should only really trigger on a upward normal, more or less. You shouldn't be able to grab onto straight walls. Liat says, I gotta get up early tomorrow, so I'm out as well. See ya. Alright, thank you very much for stopping by, man. Let's see, I think I can... If I could just, like... Yeah, okay, so there we go. So that's what we need to fix now. Max says, what is the game supposed to be about? Nehemiah... Wait. Nehemiah Dacres says you have so many globals that will be local to the scene and not the model. I'm not sure what I'm not sure what you're referring to. Globals? You mean in my code? Are you talking about this? I'm not sure what you're referring to. Liad is probably gone by now, but he said everything's in beta. Oh, everything's in beta. Yeah, it's not. Godot's still being worked on. He says, clap your hands and we'll type now when we hear it. Yeah, okay, sure. Alright, so that was like 38:44 on my elapsed time meter. So we'll see when that actually hits. Let's see, King Slacky asks, Max asked, what is the game meant to be about other than a 3D platformer? Nothing really. As you can see, the project name is Test. I'm just messing around with movement and stuff like that, physics. Making a fun little 3D popcorn game character. Like, it's not really supposed to be anything in particular. It's just supposed to be fun to play. Okay, that was like that was like 40 seconds. I'm not sure. I think everyone's replying now. People are replying now. But I think it's like 40 seconds, 30 seconds, which is, it seems a larger delay than before. It might have been because I like went off stream and stuff. Kind of screwed some stuff up maybe. Mariano Sulagoy says, that's fun, make a ladder. Yeah, I'll have to make a ladder that you can climb. King Slacky says, does 2D game stuff transfer over to 3D, or did you just learn how to do 2D and 3D games? 2D stuff, I would say, doesn't transfer over unless you use an engine that... People are... Nehemiah Dacres just replying now. That was like 3 minutes ago. I would say that basically the 2D stuff transfers to 3D only if you use an engine that is like that basically uses the same base. So like for Godot, I think for Godot, the math, like there's still like vector 2D vectors and stuff like that. So there is some stuff that would transfer over, but well, so yeah, I would say that some things transfer over, especially if you use the same engine. Then a lot of the stuff like input checking and stuff is going to be the same between 2D and 3D games. But like for the math is different. The math is pretty different. Because it's like, how do you determine if something's on the right side of a character? In 2D, you can just check to see if he's on the, you know, unless it's like a top-down game where the characters can move, kind of change their facing. It's just like, is his X greater than my X or no? Once you get to like, oh, he can change his facing, then that vector math that determines, you know, the dot product and all that stuff of if he's on my right side or my left side, and not just if his X is greater than mine or not. That math is basically the same as 3D vector math. Nehemiah Dakers says, yeah, global variables that I realize now you're just experimenting, but you could put them into the scene. You could put them in the scene, the world, rather than putting them all in your model for pop. I'm not sure what global variables. All this stuff is just pop. This is pop related things. His collision shape, his coyote jump timer, his dust spawner, like all that stuff is pop. The world is here. So the pop is one scene or one node, and then all the other stuff is different nodes. I'm not sure if this is what you mean or not. Okay, so we're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good, and everything's going pretty well. We have to fix a couple of issues still. One is this issue. I can't quite do it, but basically we need to make it so that the downward hanging state only triggers if forwards collision normal is a certain direction and downwards collision normal is a certain direction. So for downward, his collision normal would need to be let's see. Okay, so we have a block. Let's see the block. It's down, so it needs to be up. Okay, Y, upward to Y. So down get collision normal dot Y has to be greater than 0. We'll say 0.5, so you can't just grip on anything. Hopefully that'll work. Let's see. It's hard to tell if it's working or not. I think it's working, but I'm not sure. Okay, we'll have to assume that's working. he's just like he's just freewheeling so hard, dude. But that just looks so cool. I love it. It makes him look like he's really heavy. So I need to. It's a little pronounced. We could probably go with a little less. But otherwise, it's pretty good. Mariana Sulagoy says, I suppose he means all other characters should shape Pop's friction, acceleration, and stuff. Share Pop's friction and acceleration and stuff. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna have the same movement physics though. I mean, for some enemies they will, but for some they won't. So it depends on a per character basis. Nehemiah Daker says, yeah. Oh, wow. Yes, I didn't realize that. I guess if you had NPC models, it wouldn't matter it would matter that they had all the same gravity. Yeah, like for NPCs that just stand there and talk to you, they probably won't need gravity. If they move, then they would need to fall, I guess, unless they move in like a very tight circle in an area that does not have any movement stuff. I don't know. Mark Ray says, Pop does what he wants. Yes. Yes, indeed he does. More or less. So let's go ahead and get some more music since we solved that issue. Oh man, I don't remember which one. Nope. Nope. Oh, we gotta listen to the better version of that. Wait a second. Actually, well, yeah. See. Okay. Okay, that's the other bug we have to fix. We got to fix the bug with the tilt not updating. Okay, so now he can turn in the air, which I'm not sure if I want or not. Also, I'm sorry, but this music, I didn't properly do this. I didn't properly structure the song, so it's like I have to keep switching to it. Hold on, let me properly do it so that this can repeat without me having to do stuff. And then this over here, and that should be good. This should repeat, no problem. Okay, we should be good. Let's see. Nehemiah Dacre says, "What are you playing the music with?" I'm playing it with Sunvox, the program that I made the music with. Ba-da-ba-da. Okay. So, Panagiotis Sim says the camera and movement reminds me of Mario 64. That's good. I think that's pretty good. Now, the only thing about this, like, I don't know if I like that you can turn in the air so drastically, but it allows you to better kind of like position yourself for hanging onto ledges. That is like really cool, that you can kind of turn yourself in the air to like face a ledge that you want to grab onto. I feel like that's a really cool feature, a really cool option. Let me see if I can properly... Ah! Let's see. So it's like there's merit to this, but it's also like really kind of stupid. But it also just like works really like he's gonna grab on. That's the fun of it though. Like if at all possible, he's gonna grab on. All right. Oh snap! That coyote jump, though, it almost worked. Almost. Okay. I got to make some kind of other movement option for him in the air. Okay, cool. Panagiotis Sim says turning mid-air seems also cool. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it in. I think I have to keep it because it's too useful. ITF says, hey, how are you doing? How are you making the outline on pop? It's actually like the oldest known method of doing outlines for characters and objects. Points to somebody who can tell how it works before I actually show it. I'm gonna wait until I'm gonna give myself like 1 minute. There's 30 people in here. Somebody probably will get it like straight off because it's I think the oldest known method. Max says add a dash option. Maybe he moves pretty fast as it is though. I think it would be better maybe to just size everything down properly. Proxy San says when he's spinning fast, it looks like he is transcending time and space. I'm not sure exactly how. He's just like, he's cutting, dude. Yes. Yes. Okay, I have to make I have to fix this tilting thing. ITF says inverted mesh. You got it, man. It was your question and you got it correct. Congratulations. So he is correct indeed. There is an inverted mesh surrounding pop. The outline is just pure black and it's inverted. It just has the same UV texture here. They overlap. Yep. Exactamundo, guys. Congratulations. Good job. Thank you very much. I mean, I just I'm surprised. I'm happy that people got it. Like I thank you. That's very nice. Very good work, everyone. Very good work. Let's see. Nehemiah Dacre says no wait. Oh, Nehemiah Dacre says Lambert shader. No, sorry. Panagiotis Sim says what is causing the graphic glitch on the platforms is because they overlap. As Max says, yep, that's correct. This is just for testing, so I don't really care too much about getting it exact. It's just kind of testing light and shadow and, you know, structure and stuff like that. Hold on.